Hello everyone, this is Zanza, back with another episode of Phoenix Wright Attorney. Last time, we finished up day 2 in court. And so, yeah, now we're gonna, finish up investigations. So, let's get going. I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said. Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. I didn't know. Never knew that the Ethel 9 incident was just another name for the Joe Dark killings. Of course, Phoenix is in the dark. That's why she used me. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me. What do you mean, what happened to you? It's all there in the file. Joe Dark's last victim was Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He murdered Officer Marshall's brother. Left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. What did you have to do with those killings, Emma? The night Prosecutor Neil Marshall was killed, Joe Dark tried to kill me. Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me. So that means you, yes. I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial. Didn't see that one. You didn't see that one coming. You didn't read the case file where it literally says witnesses Lana and Emma. So let's talk. Happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of year too. There was a terrible thunderstorm that day, unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together when she finished her work. Then suddenly, a terrifying man came bursting into the office. Joe Dark. It seemed like he was running from someone, pulled in a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. So then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Joe Dark tried to take me hostage. Before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then, what happened? I'll never forget it. Lightning struck and the lights went out. Suddenly, a bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. I saw that and burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now. Do you remember the moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall? You weren't able to testify about that? No, I was only asked about when I was attacked. That must be why she made up the crime. Made it up? You mean provided bogus evidence? The prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. Lana forged the evidence and Mr. Edgeworth used it. Edgeworth? Yes, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. Couldn't have known he had been given false evidence. And so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth, I mean. It's all my fault. If only I could have just testified properly, none of this would have happened. It's true, even though he may not have known it. Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence. After that case ended, Lana was never the same. Being cold, like she is today. She must not have been able to face up to what she did, especially not to Emma. What did you see in the instant the crime occurred? Dark knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife. Neil Marshall was stabbed right in front of this poor girl. I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently I passed out. When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms. Poor Emma, you've been through so much. I couldn't bring myself to testify about that instant. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good. I must have been 14. It's understandable. Once it was all over, I made up my mind. Decided that when I grew up, become a scientific investigator. I want to be able to fight crimes with my testimonies and find the evidence to make an alright case. That way, Lana would never have to forge any. I think I'm finally starting to understand. Meh. I think it's like, you know, such an emotional moment that I like botch it with my reading. I think I'm finally starting to understand what makes Emma tick. There's still something that bothers me about that crime. Something that's puzzling me, Emma. What is it? You said you were in Lana's office at the time, right? That's right. Then why would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but he was being chased by a prosecutor? Well, there's no mystery there. Joe Dark had been taken in for questioning that day. Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police? Of course. This happened at the police department. Tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office. Why did he run all the way over to your sister's office? Because the detective's offices and questioning room are right across from the elevator. Across from the elevator? Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she? No, silly. Didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. She was the best in the entire force. In the Joe Dark case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. Okay, let's go and talk to Lana. Lana! Mr. Wright, seems I keep causing you trouble. Falsifying evidence. I didn't think you were the type. Criminals don't mind playing foul. Why should we? But if you're wrong, an innocent person might be found guilty. Believe me, I understand the risks. Lana. Emma told me about you. About how you were a detective 2 years ago. Now the SL9 incident was the reason for your transfer to the prosecutor's office. That's right. Could you fill me in on the details, especially about that unusual change of jobs? I suppose you have a right to know. A lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today, which was not the fact that this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago. May have missed some words back there, but whatever. Evidence from that case was stolen. I expected as much. Know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be. Trial. It really wasn't fair, was it? I believed in you, Lana. I believed that no matter what happened, you'd always stick to the truth. Couldn't be helped, Emma. That child 2 years ago, I sold my soul. Well, all drama aside, the matter of the fact is, 5:15, there was no murder at the police department. I mean, it's not true, Lana. What, the witness, Miss Starr, said? Are you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife? Why won't you tell us? Emma, this doesn't involve just me. It's true, I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. She was amazing. Still talk about all the cases she and Chief Gant cracked together. Chief Gant? Then he was vice head of the criminal affairs. Still worked at the crime scenes. Him and Gant. He was everything I aspired to be. The best team ever. They solved crimes before the reports could even be filed. But now you're chief prosecutor. What happened? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was to gain experience investigating crime scenes so you could later use that experience in court. Gant's help in the SL9 case was critical in its resolution. To that, I became chief of police to arrange my transfer to the prosecutor's office. few years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Dark. Second in command. That means that... Wow, words. That means the chief detective was no doubt Damon Gant. Yes. Detective Gant and I shared the same office, and the same investigations. We didn't have the same office. We led a team of the best detectives on the force. Gumshoe, Marshall, Starr, Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jake Marshall and Angel Starr. It's the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho. Without a doubt, Joe Dark was the serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. That was when the last murder took place. Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Dark. See, the first person who happened upon the crime scene was me. Now you tell us! Detective Gant and Prosecutor Marshall were the ones questioning Dark that day. The investigation was in its final stages when Dark must have panicked. He waited until Gant and Marshall let their guards down, then fled the room. From there he ran straight to the office shared by Detective Gant and myself. That's where he found me. So you were the first person to run to the scene, Lana? Appears so. I was filing some papers while Gant and Marshall were questioning Dark. When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and smelled blood. Prosecutor Marshall, the victim, Emma, who had passed out, the suspect, Joe Dark. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Dark had incurred a minor concussion and lay unconscious. To be honest, I panicked. Picked up Emma, carried her out of the room, and just held her. After that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest. Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL9 incident? That's right. Quite a coincidence, huh? I don't buy it. What are you saying? There's no way everyone involved in this trial was also involved in that incident, just by chance. That case was solved 2 years ago. At least one person went to the extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Sir Marshall, yes. His actions came as a surprise to me as well. Since his brother died, he's completely changed. Guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Dark. Life doesn't end with the closing of the case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories. The case just might not be over yet. Emma was assaulted by Dark at the police department, right? Yes, in the office that we share, the office that now Mr. Gant occupies by himself. The chief's office. Okay. I guess we're going over to criminal affairs. I'm trying to, like, do a good, find a good mix between, like, just reading what they're saying and, like, serious things, and then, like, actually talking and whatever. So, yeah. Let's see, Gumshoe anywhere. Kind of quiet, you're right. Why don't we go look for some other people to talk to? Right, we can come back here later. Oh, Mr. Marshall. Never thought things would turn out this way when I woke up this morning. What? You never know where life will lead you, eh? See my luck run out, belly dried up. What? Sorry, where are you headed? Over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance, but we all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, you can't go in the evidence room today, partner. But Mr. Marshall, why did you do it? Why do prosecutors head west? If there's ever a case I needed to know the truth about, it was this one. Before you turn yourself in, do you mind telling us exactly what happened? like I won't be getting a steak lunch today. Okay.